What's going on, everybody, and welcome to this week's Biggs Blogcast, where God can use anyone to fill other people's needs. So, our story today, this Sunday, will be coming out of Luke, and it's going to be talking all about Gabriel and how he shows up and finds an unlikely helper in this grand scheme of Jesus coming to earth. So, for our first small group, what we're going to be doing is highs and lows, uh, per our usual. And then we're going to jump into an activity that will require straws. So, in this activity, we're going to actually start as a large group first, just to be able to explain the game, and then we'll split into two teams. And we're going to have a relay race using these straws. And what they're going to need to do is they're going to take a glass of water that's will be placed on the what's it called, on a table, and then they're going to go ahead and stick the straw into the water, and they have to cover the top up of the straw, take the straw out, which will then contain water, and they'll have to race it over to another spot, and then bloop, and then let it all dribble out, and then they have to race back, get the next one, joop, 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 and just keep doing that until we either run out of water or we get tired of doing it. Whichever comes first. Then, after we finish up that activity, for our after lesson group, we're going to be making kind of the star, so to speak, that the wise men had to follow using, again, straws. So we're going to give each kid about 15 straws, and we're going to stick them all together like this. Take a zip tie, put it around, like so. And then I'm not going to actually do it super tight here, but you're going to get this insanely tight, like as tight as you can get it, and it's going to cause all the straws to start shooting off different directions. And then what you'll do is you'll take a pair of scissors and just go ahead and start clipping those off so that they're different lengths on each straw. They'll have different, that way it'll kind of look like a starburst. So it'll have a whole bunch of different lengths, and you'll want to do it to both ends. And we'll make sure that we have some adult size scissors in the boxes because, well, kid scissors probably aren't going to do very well at cutting straws. But, so that'll end that lesson. Sorry, small group portion of things. Then we'll do, if time permits, we'll do another activity with name tags. We'll put just a piece of masking tape on, write in a name, and essentially play headbands. So they'll have to put somebody famous on there, answer yes and no questions to determine who they are. So the main purpose of all of these games is to determine, or to kind of let the kids know that, hey, help comes from a lot of different places. You're not going to expect God to come down always in this blaze of glory that's like,
decimating all your enemies.
Like, not always going to be the case. Sometimes he says, hey, show up with a plate of cookies, or like they're gluten-free, so you probably should show up with like gluten-free cupcakes instead. You never know what kind of stuff God will tell you to do. But in those moments, in those unlikely helper type of moments, is when God can be glorified the most. And so we want to make sure that we are communicating that with each one of these activities. So when it comes to us using a straw to move water, it's an unlikely way of relocating water, sure, but it still works. Guiding people from a faraway place to where Jesus was born using a star explosion, that's a little bit weird. Very unlikely. But Jesus did it anyway. Or, God did it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're going to try and drive home today, is that God can use anybody in any situation. So anyway, hopefully you guys had a good week. I am looking forward to this Sunday. And don't forget as well that we are having a party. I know some of you guys can't make it, but let me know before Sunday or unless you're watching the video on Sunday, then tell me as soon as you see me and you finish this video if you can or can't make it. So that way we can get a head count of how many people are going to be able to make it, and we can then have the smoked pork. Make sure we have enough of it. So my microphone is that way in case you can't really see it. Never mind. Anyway, love, peace, chicken grease.